tarantulas aren't immune from an ambush. This centipede is a predator.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this session, we're going to be checking out the Centipede Legacy Arcade1up cabinet. Now, this has been out for a while. Why didn't we get this at first? Well, I don't really like many of the older Atari games. The only game that I do like on this, other than Centipede, is probably Tempest. We did get rid of the Tempest cabinet when we downsized and lost about 10 cabinets. We had to cut down to about 20 that we've got here right now. But I saw this on Facebook Marketplace for 200 bucks. Also, you can't really play Tempest with a joystick on the modded 1-up that we've got. Kind of miss playing Tempest. I'll probably play some Centipede. Let's check it out. Is it worth 200 bucks or is it going to be back on Facebook Marketplace? Let's check out first of all where we're going to put it, then I'll build it and let you know what we think.
Alright, so we didn't have any room, but I didn't think about that when we bought this. So, where's it going to go? Well, not much more room over here. Tap from Mars still out of order, need to fix that. There is the space here on the left, just as you come into the room. Could pop it there. Or as we go around, not really put these together much more. Maybe squeeze them along. I was thinking maybe put the MVSX back over here in that space. And then just put 1-ups in this row of 4. But then I also just had a look over here and managed to bump Star Wars over, bump these 3 to the right, and then obviously I don't know. Might pop it in there. But let's go ahead and build it first of all, and then we'll see how it looks with the 6 cabinets across here. Hopefully not too close to be able to play the Ridge Racer, and then that should work pretty good. So for those of you that haven't built one of these legacy cabinets before, I just wanted to point out a couple of differences here. First of all, you'll see the marquee now, instead of being a single unit pre-built, we actually build the backlight box and stick it on the top of the cabinet, and then the marquee graphic just slides in so that the light shines through the reverse printed marquee to give it that classic arcade look. You'll see in a bit, it looks really good. Otherwise, it's similar to the Gen 1 cabinets. You've obviously got a few more pieces to add in here because the side panel is longer. You've got those joining brackets, the 2 pieces fit together, gives you an extra couple of inches there. And then overall, as you kind of flip it over and you put all those pieces in, you've then got to put the other side panel on, which is a little tricky. I've got to say, this does add 15 minutes maybe to the build time for one of these. We could do the original kind of Gen 1, Gen 2 cabinets in about 30 minutes. This took me actually about an hour, although you know, I was doing other things at the time, having a couple of drinks as well. But a little bit harder to build. Take your time, read the instructions. Nothing too stressful at all here. Alright, so let's do the screen peel and the first power up. Straight away you can see what a huge improvement that marquee is. The back reverse printed graphic and the backlit marquee just looks excellent. Right, let's get the Wi-Fi set up, and then we'll show you around the cabinet, pull it out, show you the artwork, and get into some gameplay. I just got to point out, actually, while setting the Wi-Fi up, obviously you've got the rollerball, and that actually works as the mouse cursor. So you can go down here and select You haven't got to worry about using a joystick to go through and click all your buttons. Very, very cool. Also, just got to point this out real quick. Little LED buttons on player 1 and player 2. Loving this cabinet already. I did not know I needed or wanted this, but for 200 bucks, I'm really happy so far. All right, so I've just pulled the cabinet out a little bit just so you can see the side art a little better. I'm just starting off with a marquee actually. I've said this a couple of times already. It looks fantastic. Really happy with that. No need to replace. Coming around to the side, you can see it's got the riser, so the older design versus the new deluxe cabinets. It's got the extra piece in there. So it sits about the same height as Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Star Wars. Coincidentally, I hadn't chosen to put this next to Star Wars because it was also Atari, but that kind of looks cool. And then also just next to Marvel vs. Capcom 2 with the kind of waterfall control deck. It just ties in real nice with this row. So super happy with the placement where we slotted it in here. I'm very happy with the side art. I've got them bunched up a little bit too much, I think. I might want to space them out, but this will do for now. I do like to be able to see the sides. And I think just having slightly different cabinets, slightly different heights, different designs helps that pop a little bit more. So really happy with the design. Control deck looks very cool. I love these little LED buttons. You've got your spinner for games like Tempest, your rollerball. It's fantastic for the UI, but obviously for the Centipede game as well. And then I gotta have a quick look at this screen. So on the iPhone here, looking at the screen, it looks like the black isn't that black. That's not really the case actually, looking at it. It does get more washed out from the side. We know that is the case on these. Not so much up and down. Well, not so much down, maybe a little bit up, but if you just stand in here, playing the game, really no issue. You know, I've said this before, but if you want to find fault with these replica home arcade cabinets, of course you're going to find it. But for Christ's sake, this game is so old, played on some crappy CRT, you're telling me this isn't better? Sorry, but don't find fault with these things. Just play them and enjoy them, which is exactly what we intend to do here. So the volume sounded good. The controls feel good so far. Let's get into some gameplay. Of course, we'll start with Centipede, but yeah, just want to reiterate, really like the menu system. The trackball moves the mouse cursor, so it's super easy to go into things like settings. So you can see here as an example for Centipede, you can modify the initial lives, just leave it on 3, bonus, difficulty, smoothing off, and then jump into the game. It's a lot easier to navigate with that, with the trackball. Really played Centipede much before, as you can see, but I gotta say, something about having the proper cabinet, it makes you want to play the marquee title. So I'm probably going to play this quite a bit more, not even on the high score board there. Let's check out some of the games. Naturally, I went to hold the one player button to reset and jump back out to the menu. looks like that works. I think you could probably press the live button as well. We'll check that out next time. So yeah, just looking at the games on here, you've got Crystal Castles, Gravatar, Liberator, Lunar Lander, Major Havoc, Millipede, Missile Command, Space Duel, Super Breakout, Tempest, Arca, Asteroids, and Asteroids Deluxe. In all honesty, I'm not a fan of these older Atari games, but I do really like Tempest. So let's check out Tempest on it. Have a look at the settings, initial lives, bonus, difficulty. We'll just leave those as default. And check it out. I didn't say actually, but the trackball works really nice, really smooth. Let's see how the spinner is. Just took me a second though just to get used to using this again. I haven't played it for a while. But yeah, I much prefer the spinner to using the joystick for this game. Yeah, spinner lead works really nice and smooth, no stickiness. Alright, check out some other games. Let's check out Crystal Castles. So you can see here the buttons, so it looks like we're going to be using the trackball on this, and then we've got jump either side. So yeah, just hold down player 1 to get back to the game selection menu. What else should we have a quick look at? Major Havoc's pretty good. Let's have a look. We've got lives, bonus, difficulty, track sound, adaptive difficulty. I don't know what that is. Right, so what have we got here? Jump and fire and shield, the trackball to move. I gotta say, I do appreciate how old these games are, and the 3D effect with the vector graphics I think was pretty cool for the time and definitely has a place in arcade history. Obviously particularly like the Star Wars cabinet, that's just way ahead of its time. Used to love that as a kid, still love it now, one of my favourite games. Let's jump back out of here. I think we'll probably just show one more game. I don't want to make this a 2-hour video and go into every single game. What else shall we go for? Super Breakout. I don't think that was on Tempest. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but yeah, smoothing off, good. Cool. We can use the spinner for this as opposed to the trackball. Spinner's cool. Doesn't mean something going to be any better with it. Alright, that was a quick one. So yeah, there you have it. You've got your Centipede Atari Legacy from Arcade1up, 14 games, online leaderboards for your Wi-Fi, or with your Wi-Fi rather. Nice custom control deck for Centipede, obviously with the trackball there, but you've also got the spinner, which you saw there used on Super Breakout and also Tempest. So super happy with the game selection. You know, we've said this many times. I'd buy a cabinet with just one game on it. I don't need it to be a multi-cade. We've got a multi-cabinet arcade, and I find that more preferable. But it's cool to have a few extra games on there, especially themed with a cabinet. If you're into Atari games, you're going to be really happy with this game list. So just quickly before I get into the summary, I realised on the YouTube channel some people were questioning the short that I did on Arcade1up's screen choice on this cabinet of it being vertical or horizontal. When I was playing the games, I didn't even notice this until someone made this comment. It shows you I don't really pay that much attention to detail and just play the games, I guess. But Centipede, of course, should be a vertical screen. And we had this with the Tempest cabinet as well. Tempest should be vertical. Given these are the marquee titles, you would think the screen orientation would also be vertical. But it isn't. There's a bunch of games on here, like Crystal Castles, Major Havoc, etc. These are horizontal games. They would be really small if you played them on a vertical screen. They'd be like in a letterbox format. So they've obviously gone with the horizontal screen just so all games generally look better. As I said, I didn't really notice this when I was playing it, but now that someone's pointed it out, I would add Arcade1up, you would have been better off just putting Centipede, Tempest and some other vertical games on it and keeping the screen vertical as well, like you did for Miss Pac-Man, etc. Anyway, enough said on that. Let's get into the summary. Alright, so thanks for hanging in with me so far and checking out this cabinet. I think in summary, for me, this is the cabinet that I didn't know I wanted until it was $200. $400, $500, I probably don't like playing Centipede and Tempest enough to warrant not just the money for the cabinet, but the space in the arcade. But I did miss playing Tempest. No one else played it when they came out, but I like playing it, and you can't play that game, in my opinion, with a joystick. I couldn't play it very good with a spinner there on the video, but I like these Arcade1up cabinets when they have a custom control deck, and I think for this, for $200, I obviously wanted to go get it, but I think now I've got it, if I didn't have it and I saw it for $400 or $500, I think I still might consider adding it. Very, very surprised how much I like this cabinet. I think the extra touches, the additions that Arcade1up has made on some of these newer cabinets really makes them just fit in nicely. You can see here across the Star Wars, Centipede, the Marvel vs. Capcom 2, the new Class of 81 Deluxe. The marquees are much better. Some of the older ones, they're a bit washed out and they've been replaced now in the arcade. So I really like the marquee, I really like how this cabinet looks. It really pops in the arcade. Other than that, you've got the 14 games, it's got online leaderboards with the Wi-Fi, it's got the custom control deck, the artwork is cool, it's a little bit taller than the original Legacy cabinet, so it's the same height here as Star Wars and Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So overall, it's going to be a big thumbs up from Kelso's Arcade. If you see this for $200, grab it. If you see it for $400, I think I'd recommend adding it at that price point as well. It's a good addition if, like us, you've got multi-cabinet arcade and you want to add a little bit of variety. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this kind of thing, please remember to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Happy gaming!